Hey, all. Trevor here with Red Leaf, and today we're going to be looking at some of my favorite portions of the conversations that me and my buddy Tron had this past 420 on the length podcast we released. It was just about 3 hours long, and I'm hearing you guys. Trust me, I'm hearing you. It is a bit long to take in that full chunk of content that's there, so we've got something that's under a half hour for you guys to enjoy. My personal favorite portions of this conversation, as well as what I predicted Tron to say for the result of the last two buds, the top two buds of my home grow. And I must say, I was damn close. We finish it off, you guys, if you want to watch that full length review, review, first impressions podcast. Click that card in the corner. But if not, enjoy the shortened rendition of it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers. We got our weekly wrap-up coming for you guys tomorrow.
Oh man, I'm so excited. Okay. So I was thinking how I'm going to do this because I don't really want to grind up like a fucking tenth of a gram each time. So I've got this little guy, and I don't know if you can tell, the edge is sort of like serrated on the bowl. So
nice.
Just gonna kind of like cut a bowl into it.
Just kind of shred it. Well, the nice thing is that with those nugs, you can break off little pieces of it and bust up the smaller. You don't have to throw out a big nug. They'll break up into like the smaller little pieces a lot easier. To be able to bust up that smaller amount, which makes it a little nicer.
Yeah, I mean, and also in the interest of like me still being able to talk by the end of this video, I have it on a very small bowl setting. So it's like normally the Dynavac bowl is like a 0.1, but right now it's half size, so it's like 0.05 per bowl, which, you know, that's like half a puff if you're smoking, but that'll get me a solid 2 rips for each.
Oh yeah, it's funny how much like especially every time I'm doing my reviews with the vaporizer, I pack that up and it's a third of what I smoke during the review bowls. Not even my standard bowls, just the review bowls. And it'll go from 175 all the way up to 220. Like it'll run that entire range, get full flavor all the way through. If you vape, you're saving so much. You get so much more bang for your buck.
Yeah, you really do. That's what I tell people a lot, because people always think like, oh, it's healthier, right? And it's better for your lungs. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, but like, let's talk about the real benefits here, because like, you know, I don't know. I had a friend of mine on a Discord server I go on was kind of making an argument. It's like, well, I don't know if like it's always less, like you always lose less if you're vaping, because like if you're somebody who only takes like bottle tokes and hot knives, you might be using less than what I use in a vape, but like you're getting one quick hit out of that and you're done. Like I can use that amount and get 4 or 5 hits, and you know. Yeah,
you can stack it a little bit and enjoy a lot more, and you can actually taste the weed and not just go
exactly.
Try to hold it while your lungs are on fucking fire. And it's funny how much I'm even noticing now with I've got the Baker Street seeds from Tweed in the seedling tent right now from legalization. Those seeds, Jackie bought them for me last Christmas, so I started them this time for outdoors. And then the Jungle Juice and White Widow seeds that I have from, again, smaller producers that just focus on seeds. The seedlings look so much different.
Oh yeah.
So kind of just, here's some Baker Street seeds. Here's some Baker Street seeds. See what you can do with it.
Yeah, I haven't looked a lot into the seed market because I was so confused about growing, because when legalization happened, the Quebec restrictions were like no recreational growing, but then like I think the government was like, that's unconstitutional, you have to let people grow 4 plants. So technically I'm legally allowed, but in my apartment like I have signed some shit on my lease that says like no production of drugs or whatever, and they're allowed to like evict me for that. But like I guess growing in an apartment probably not the best idea unless you know all of your neighbors and all of your neighbors are down.
Well, it really depends, because if you can keep the smell to somewhat controlled minimum, it's not bad. But like for me, I've got 3 tents right now, and even with carbon filters pumping out, you step out onto the back deck, you smell that fucking weed. Like it is ripe, and it's those high seas and the photos are so much stinkier than the auto plants.
And like fresh weed is such a intense smell, like uncut weed, you know?
Oh, and even drying weed it's such a it's a sharp aroma where it punctures through everything. But if you enjoy it, it is such a nice smell because you smell the terpenes, you don't smell the skunk.
I'm liking this one.
Yeah, it's like it's different, but it's got a smooth smoke to it.
Yeah, it's giving me like a spicy citrus, but there's like a sort of like grape candy going on.
That little bit of a like sugared taste.
Yeah, like almost like a gummy or like a grape cola maybe.
yeah, that one. Kelvin was saying he got a sweeter taste out of it too, and that makes getting that kind of a flavor doesn't surprise me at all. It's not a bad strain. None of them are bad. It's just they're just not as good as the other ones. Like as you work your way through, you're like, oh shit, oh shit.
Like that's like the same as like when I do reviews, you know, like it's just like you get some strains where it's just like, yeah, I'm giving it fucking 3 out of 10, but it's okay. Like,
I can point out
like don't buy it. Just like it's not that good.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it's still weed.
Exactly. It still gets you stoned. Can't complain that much.
So it's hard to give a bad rating. Like people have said, like you give so many 10s, and it's just like, well, I really like weed. Like,
yeah,
there's a wide variety.
Yeah, and it depends. It really depends on how much of a stickler, or how deep into it you want to dive, right? And if you find shit that you enjoy out of everyone, it's hard not to. It's really hard not to, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean that's why like I take it more into account. Like I don't like to make it all about that, obviously, but like I always talk about packaging and shit, and like people have said like, well, who cares if it's in a glass jar? It's like, you know what? I care.
If you don't notice the difference between a glass jar and a non-glass jar packaged, or a glass jar and a bag, a good quality bag, because those two are the only two ways that I'll look at your bud and really be interested.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's in a plastic container and I pull out a really fresh bud, you're gonna catch me off guard, and I'm definitely gonna give you a score. I'm definitely gonna give you a point. If you catch me off guard, where I'm like, oh shit, okay, I wasn't expecting this, you've already earned the 1 or 2 extra points just for that quality, because you took the time and the effort into it.
Exactly. Like, and especially when you get the more expensive stuff, like I think if you're paying like $20 an eighth, like, okay, I'm not going to take too many points away for just having the standard, you know, plastic jar or whatever. But like when it's like $40 an eighth and you're still giving me that plastic jar, I'm just like, come on, man, make the like,
throw a hydro pack in there for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
like give us a little bit of an option for some hydro.
Yeah, at least throw a top bud in there once in a while.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's.
I just got like something in my, like a fucking frog in my throat. I don't know what happened there. That was not from your weed. That was something else.
It's general smoking frogginess, right?
Yeah, I think that.
Like, well, it's the same thing. There's some strains, like some reviews, where I get the second bowl in, and you see me pull a bowl out take the breath in, and then I'm exploding it out with a cough. And then I know I have to take a minute or two and going, okay, guys, that was me. Not the weed. That was me. I was rushing shit. Dumbass, right here.
I identify so hard with that. Like 50% of my time when I'm editing videos is trying to like edit out the worst coughs because I'm like, I still want you to know that like just because you vape doesn't mean you're not gonna cough, but I don't want the coughs that like fuck up my audio levels and
you know? Yeah. The ones where you're drooling, your eyes are red, it looks like you just watering. Got punched in the dick. It's like, yeah, maybe maybe on. We shouldn't be wheezing and crying. Yeah. And there's plenty of times where it's like, oh, I have to redo that last 3 minutes because it's like, I'm good. Okay, for this, and try and talk through the coughing, and it's like, no, let's just redo that and try again.
I think one of my first videos, I think it was like, can't remember which strain, but it was a T-God strain. I think it was the GG4 perhaps. But anyway, it's not important what strain it was. But like, I just took this fucking massive rip on my sticky brick. And even like then on the camera, it was like my first video where I had just bought my first ring light. So I was like, I got good lighting, you know? But with the tripod, it was like pretty big. Like it's more meant to be a floor tripod, but they're like, well, it goes small enough to use it on a desk. So like the camera's like right here, like right in my face, you know, like my face is, hey guys, welcome to Tron's Kron. And like I took this one fucking massive ass rip on my sticky brick and I coughed so hard for like 2 minutes straight, and I'm like crying, and like at one point I fucking like gagged a bit, like I didn't throw up, but like it was just like this intense coughing fit. And I was just like, okay, yo, I gotta edit all this out. This is gonna be a bad look for this. Like, you know, like it's not the weed's fault. It's my fault. I went too hard.
Exactly. My lungs just decided they want to be a little bit on the whip side today. Yeah. Okay. Like, fuck. Like I was just talking about it with Kelton today. It's like, I need to figure out a way to bring back that blackout challenge that I used to do. Hop on and live stream during the COD, like when I was playing Blackout, where it's like, if I die without a kill, I'm gonna smoke a bowl. But every game I owe a bowl. Like it was stupid the way I laid it out. And now I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe we should go back into training. Maybe we should bring some stupid videos like that back. Figure out some games.
Fun.
Just see that, but I'm
like if I little rules in the videos, like I know, it's like one of my favorite YouTubers. Well, he's not called that anymore. He used to be called 420 Vape Zone. Now he's called Troy Time 420 because YouTube deleted him a bunch of times because they hate vape stuff. And anyway, he started this thing where it's like anytime he accidentally combusted in one of his vapes, so like he overheats a bowl and he's like, fuck, like it's burnt, you know?
Yeah.
Then it was like, accidental combustion, you owe us 1 dab. So, but he's like, at first he was calling it a penalty dab. And people are like, is it really a penalty though? Like, I'm pretty sure you want to dab. And he's just like, yeah. What do I have to do 4 in a row? It's kind of a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta get rehydrated as well.
Yeah, definitely. That Yeti gas it's the real minor things, you guys, that I'm finding that's gonna be nicer with the Yeti gas. And the biggest thing for me was just it had a little bit of a more, if I smoke one more bowl, I can taste a little bit more of it. I could stack the flavor on top of each other. And that's really going to be the point where I'm curious to see if he has that as well, or if he goes for that second bowl where it just piles on top of it, where that Miss Glues was powerful throughout. It's nice, consistent flavor, so that you know if you smoke one right now, it's going to start with that flavor. It's going to roll out all the way through. And then at the end, you can smoke the bowl and get that same experience throughout. The Yeti gas, I found it was, I smoke one more bowl. Flavor gets a little bit stronger. Third bowl, a little bit stronger. Fourth bowl, a little bit stronger. And it can really get you into some trouble that way, where it just piles on top of each other. But all the home grow so far is really enjoyable, but those two are just through the roof, you guys. Really, really enjoyable. I'm honestly loving the quality of it right now. So the Yeti gas, what are you thinking on that guy?
It's really hard like to choose between these two. These two are definitely the best. I will say that. Like, and I'm not just trying to agree with you. It's just how things are turning out. But yeah, of these four, I think I liked the GG4, the Gorilla Glue CBD, and the Super Lemon the best.
Yeah.
But these two are like next level.
Yeah,
these two are
crazy.
a lot better. The Yeti gave me more of like a spicy, like a peppery kind of kick to it when that initial hit. But I don't know, man. I think I might give it to Miss Glues because there's something about it. There's something about it. It's like there was like this candy, but then it was like gassy. It was more of an experience, I feel like.
Yeah.
The Yeti gas was like, this is like, bam, this flavor, and then a little less of this flavor, and then no more of that flavor. But then the Miss Glues was like, bam, this flavor. We're like, whoa, a whole nother flavor's coming in now. And then
when you got up and went to the bathroom and did your stuff, that's literally how I laid it out. I'm like, this is gonna be the difference. One, Miss Glues is an experience. You can smoke it one bowl and you could just let it go. And then when it ends, you could smoke another one and it's the exact same experience. Where the Yeti Gas OG is one of those ones where you smoke a bowl and then you're like, ooh, well, let's smoke another one. You smoke another one. You smoke, and then you add it and the flavor increases as you smoke it. It doesn't last that long, but it increases as you smoke it. And you come back in and pretty well lay that exact explanation out.
The exact experience. It's hard to say one over the other because they're both really fucking good, man. And it's been so long since I've had any weed that wasn't from an LP, so I feel like all of this is like definitely better quality than what I'm used to.
Yeah, it's got a cure that you're not worried about, right? Like,
well, yeah, because I know you care. You're going to be smoking this shit, so I know you put the care into it. You know, like, and I watch your videos. I know you're a pretty meticulous person in general.
With this shit, yeah.
With the weed shit, at least, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Weed, cooking, wine making with that shit that I do every so often. I love when I threw that out there, and there's a couple people like, you do that? What? I'm like, I grow weed. Are you really that surprised that I brew my own booze?